Hey there, good people. Diane here. Summer finally arrived, and it's the first year I've been able to enjoy it, so that's what I've been doing. This is a pretty long video, but I won't be making another one for a few months. Okay, traveling with my neck. It's been quite an ordeal ever since my original injury. Staying overnight anywhere meant taking an abundance of luggage. I would have to take my neck pillow for sitting, my cervical pillow for sleeping, need that extra support on the edge for the neck, meds for both while I was sleeping and awake, a cervical collar for the bad times, which were pretty much guaranteed, and a whole separate case for my traction unit. And of course, my TENS unit, batteries, and charger. Now you probably know the airlines charge quite a bit extra for taking extra luggage, but you may not know how intimate the screening process can be when you show up with wires hanging out from under your shirt. Plus, even after a simple little 2-hour flight, I would need the first full day to recover. Well, my husband owns his own business, so our vacations usually consist of him working half the day on Friday, and we would come back Sunday night. So losing a full day was huge. Then, after the trip home, I would be down for weeks. I couldn't spend much time in the car either, like 15 minutes, until we got our Mercedes S550. Look it up, it's an amazing car. I could spend hours in the car once we got that. In fact, it was easier on my neck to drive 13 hours to Vegas than to fly for 2 hours. I could spend so much time in the car, I even started driving for Uber and Lyft. And more than once had customers tell me they wish they could find a recliner for their living room that was as comfortable as my car seats. Plus, bonus, I could pack as much as I needed to for my neck. So I haven't flown in about 6 years. Well, Mercedes is getting up there in both years and miles. So when we went to visit my folks about 2.5 months ago, we didn't fly, but we took my husband's car. My first non-Mercedes car trip in probably 5 years. His car is a diesel, so it gets awesome miles per gallon, but it wasn't that great on comfort. I was surprised at how well I did on the 3-hour trip there though. And on the trip home the next day, did pretty good for the first half. But that last hour and a half, yikes. I needed a whole day to recover from that. But just one day. The next day I spent like 5 or 6 hours on the tractor. And we're not talking about cruising around on golden fields of grain. We're talking about bouncing around on ground that has more rock than dirt. Just one day before that. I've heard people that work out talk about how much faster their recovery time is when they're on our product. I don't work out, but I've been pretty impressed with how much faster my recovery time is after aggravating my neck. Then a little over a month ago, I was actually able to fly again. Boy, was that a trip. The first day was 12 hours spent in cars that were not my Mercedes, on airplanes or in airports. Nice little layover in there. There was about a day and a half of, convention chairs and meeting in restaurants and such as that. And the trip home was 9 hours of other cars, airplanes, and airports. I was so ready to be home at the end of that trip. I thought for sure that would take some time to recover from. But again, just one day, followed by another day on the tractor. Yes, I have enjoyed my tractor time this year. However, less than 1 week after that flight, I was in a car wreck. Now, I had an accident early on after my original injury. Within the first year, I was rear-ended. I give it quotes because the poor guy barely nudged my car. You could hardly see the crack in the paint on my bumper. But my neck was so fragile that I was on light duty at work and going to physical therapy for 6 months. I know the guy's insurance thought I was faking, but I really felt like I needed to go longer. But I really wasn't seeing any more improvement, so quit going. Boy, this recent wreck was a different story though. I can't tell you how much it pains me to say this has been a setback for my neck. This lady hit my right rear quarter panel with so much force that not only did all the airbags on the passenger side deploy, but it spun my car around so hard that when my left rear tire hit the curb, it snapped the axle like a dry twig. Totaled my husband's car. Yes, the one with the awesome gas mileage, of course. My x-rays showed a new little separation in my neck, and I'm aware of a clicking in there now, so I'm going to physical therapy. It's been 4 weeks, and I feel like I still have a ways to go. But I'm recovering so much faster than I would have expected. I mean, with how that lady clobbered me and the history my neck has had, I should have been drugged up and in traction for half a year. Of course, I instantly, right there at the scene, started dousing my neck with our topical because of course I had my travel size with me. Well, most people call it a mini, but I always keep some with me and it's the perfect size for traveling. I also started right away taking 4 full doses a day of our core product and our booster we had that is ideal for just such an occasion. I'll probably have to take it a little easier for the remainder of the summer than what I had planned, but I'm doing so much better than I would have expected. Maybe I lucked out and the car absorbed all of the impact. Yeah, I don't think that's quite the case. You know that soreness that is pretty much guaranteed the day after something like that happens? It didn't show up until the 4th day. And I'm pretty sure that's because on the 3rd day we went out and stayed out a little later than we should have. I was so tired when I got home, I thought, I don't care about anything else, I'm going to bed. And I didn't take my drops. Oh, big mistake. My first waking thoughts on that 4th morning were, ow, oh yeah, I was in a car wreck. Oh my goodness, I hurt so bad. Squirt, squirt, rub, rub. Within an hour or 2, I was moving again. I do know it's truly been a setback because my neck is now back to being very easily aggravated. I had improved so much on our product that I really thought I could get away with not owning another Mercedes. But after this wreck, we have in fact replaced it with another Mercedes S550, which is a nice car, I don't mind that, but I really didn't think I needed one. But any other time spent in other cars has really not been good. But at least I'm back down to my usual 2 doses a day now, which is a good thing because 4 doses a day will get pretty expensive if you have to keep that up for very long. I mean, it's good to know it's perfectly safe to take extra doses when you need them, but ours is not the cheap stuff. But cheap stuff usually means cheap quality. So ours is more expensive, but worth every penny because it actually works.